There's a brand new name in the world of campervans, and it's Panama. Here's the P12, brought into the UK by Marquis Leisure. It's based on the very latest Ford Transit Tourneo, made in conjunction with VW, yes, Volkswagen, and it comes in at an absolute stunning under £60,000. That alone makes it worth a closer look. The base vehicle is Ford's Tourneo, so that's the passenger carrying equivalent of the Transit Custom. That gives it extra flexibility inside, which I'll tell you about later. But it also comes in white only at the moment. It's got very high specs, so you've got the black alloy wheels. On the conversion side, it's an SCA roof, so that's one of the better quality roofs. By the time you see this will have approval from the NCC, that's the National Caravan Council here in the UK. So it's up to spec as far as that's concerned. As you can see, the sliding door is on the UK near side as well. So another big plus point in terms of an imported vehicle. And the furniture is on the other side, as per a typical campervan conversion. You're really going to enjoy driving this very latest Transit. This is the 136 PS engine. So there are more powerful variants, but they're not available yet from Panama. What it does have is the newest 8-speed automatic transmission. And again, that's extra smooth and very relaxing to drive. One thing you will notice is the sort of rectangular steering wheel. I have seen one of these before a long time ago. But the steering wheel itself has lots of steering wheel controls. Lots of other controls fall easily to hand. There's electric windows, of course. There's a fantastic 13-inch infotainment monitor here. And that has Bluetooth connectivity. You hook up your phone for CarPlay or Android Auto should you wish to log into Google Maps. Sensors front and rear for parking, plus a reversing camera. Fantastic air conditioning, climate control, so you can have different temperatures on either side of the vehicle. Lots of good cubby holes as well. As for on the road, I reckon you wouldn't be far off 40 miles to the gallon if you drive this with a little bit of care. It really is that good. So it's a typical campervan floor plan with the furniture and the kitchen all along this side to the driver's side. Particularly noteworthy, though, is this table. It's sturdy and it's a decent size. It's a decent size because look at all this space in here. This is really remarkable living room space, considering the vehicle is only just over 5 meters long. And that's thanks to this seat, which is on rails and goes all the way back. This is in its most rearward position, but it does afford you a lot of room, so you can even bring the dog with you on tour. The elevated roof overhead is up and gives you good standing room through most of the living area here. The cab seats are particularly easy to swivel, but they don't have stops, so they do stay in swivel mode, but that's not a problem. The windows are hinged only. There's a fly screen on this one, but not on the sliding door side, so that's something to note. You can't get that full air flow, should you wish, when there are lots of midges outside. To sum up, there's a lot more living space in here than you would get in a typical campervan. So you get 2 double beds in the Panama P12. Possibly the better of the two is up in the roof, where you've got a single-piece mattress and it's sat on plastic springing. So you get a lot of extra comfort, a lot of extra support as well. There's good ventilation in the roof. You can unzip all this front area for vents, and there's a window panel at the side as well. There's a ladder for access, but it's almost as easy just to clamber up via the cab seats. Meanwhile, down below, this is the second double, or possibly the first double for you. Again, it's a decent size. It's a good length and a good width. That's thanks to the more slimline nature of the furniture unit. Easily made, kind of folding over system for the rear seat. The only omission I've noted is that would be the head end at the tailgate. And really, I would like to see a couple of reading lamps there. So what we have here is a typical campervan kitchen. There's a sink and there's a 2-ring hob under separate lids, but it's a combined unit in stainless steel. The rings are different sizes. That's always a good point for different pans, of course. And there's a domestic compressor fridge here, 42-litre model with a freezer compartment. There are sockets nearby as well. There's a main socket down here and a 12-volt socket and a USB socket. While up here next to the little stretch of permanent worktop, we have another main socket, another USB socket, and another 12-volt socket. Other controls for the lights, etc., and the pump are near to hand up here. And there's the controls for the Webasto central heating as well. 2 cubby holes there, and then all the storage is here. But bear in mind, this particular locker houses a portable toilet, but there is a little drawer up above here, which should suffice for some, if not all, of your cutlery. True to campervan form, there's no washroom in the Panama P12, but what you do get is this Thetford Porta Potty 335 model, standalone little toilet for emergencies only, really. You may want to find alternative places to store it other than its location here. At the back of this locker here, there's access to the freshwater tank for when you want to clean it out. In lots of ways, this is a very straightforward camper, but that's not to say it's lacking in some of the key details. I've mentioned some of the USB portals already, but there's another double one over here just inside the sliding door, perfect for rear seat passengers. It's a USB A and C. Also, down here, there's a little switch for an inverter that's standard on this campervan. That's something you don't get on most campervans. Main sockets are taken care of as well. There's good use of plastic paneling here. Quick word about the furniture, because it's a special laminate, which is incredibly light, but it's also very strong and it's also very easy to keep clean. The table I mentioned before is a good size. Well, it's freestanding, so you can use that outside as well. Just a quick word about the rear seat here. It's all open underneath the seat, so there's nothing to stop your luggage sliding forwards and backwards. You might want to consider investing in some lashing points to go into the rails, or just put your stuff in boxes just to stop it sliding about. I can't tell you how much I'm impressed by this Panama P12. It's really got everything, including the style of a proper campervan. And the big thing is, it retails at under £60,000.